أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسوله الكريم الحمد لله رب العالمين أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا كتب عليكم الصيام كما كتب على الذين من قبلكم لعلكم تتقون. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is your brother Imam Abdul Aziz, and we begin by seeking refuge in Allah from shaitan the accursed. And we begin with the name of Allah, the merciful benefactor, the merciful redeemer. We praise him, we seek his aid, and we ask that the prayers and peace be upon his noble messenger Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allah calls our attention in the Quran and he says, O you who have obtained true faith, be mindful of Allah. Fasting is prescribed for you the same way it was prescribed for those who came before you, so that you may develop self-restraint. In a continuation, as we mentioned before, we are grateful, dear brothers and sisters, to be here on ITV and to continue our discussion on a basic history of fasting Ramadan. We find that the Prophet ﷺ, according to tradition, that the first Ramadan that he participated in was on the second year of the Hijrah, 2AH of the Hijrah. And prior to them performing Ramadan, they were not fasting Ramadan per se. They were doing basic fasts, Monday and Thursday, 3 times a month. They did Muharram, the Prophet did Muharram, but they did not do a full Ramadan until 2AH. And they were given notice in the month of Shaban in 2AH. So they were given notice a month before. And so the Prophet and the companions, may Allah be pleased with them, and may the peace and blessings be upon him, were actually given a short notice, but their spirits were so high and that they were so willing to do what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded, they didn't waste any time in getting involved with the fast. And even the fast itself, dear brothers and sisters, it was going through a period of development. There was a time in which, when the fasting was first revealed, that the Prophet ﷺ and the companions were given an option to fast or not. And then on the 3rd year, the revelation came that said that if you were present, you have to fast, that it was better for you. And Allah said in that same verse that He intends ease for you, and He does not intend difficulties for you. And so that you choose to praise Him on behalf of the fact that He has guided you to Islam. And so Islam per se, dear brothers and sisters, is the religion that not only accommodates us, but also gives us something that will be able to help us immediately or down the line. Fasting has been something that has been able to help me personally immediately and down the line. If we develop our taqwa during the month of Ramadan, we are able to be successful in this life and the hereafter. Taqwa is a shield. The Prophet ﷺ, he said it is a shield, and fasting is a shield. Because the term taqwa is actually from waqa, and the term itself, wiqaya, meaning a shield. A shield. And so the Prophet ﷺ talked about fasting as a shield. He said fasting is a shield, like the shield you would use in the battlefield. And so what is that telling us? In the month of Ramadan, if we develop our taqwa and it becomes our shield, that means that we would come out of the month of Ramadan and go into the month of Shawwal and the month of Dhul Hijjah and Dhul Qa'dah and all of these different months with that shield until the next Ramadan. So you're not only just developing for Ramadan, but you're developing for after Ramadan. So it's important for us to look at that. Look at that on the basis that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is preparing us for something later. He's preparing us to become even better at a later time. And that Ramadan itself is just a period of time in which we do some training. And this training is so that we can be equipped going into the coming months, the succeeding months, the months that come later. We go into those months with the same things that we learned in Ramadan, the same God consciousness that we developed, the same spirit and enthusiasm that we had in Ramadan, we take it into the months coming afterwards. So for those of us who are coming into the month slow, don't worry about it. Just keep focusing on elevating yourself, focusing on becoming better, focusing on developing your Islamic spirit. May Allah help us. To that we say Ameen. Ramadan Mubarak. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.